Mm-hmm. I know everybody was hate watching. I know y'all niggas like that shit, man. Real Madrid 4. Real Sociedad 1. We get them niggas that Dirk Nowitzki special, man. 41. Alien 41 in this bitch. But look, bruh. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Now, first off, I want to just do a little breeze through of how the game went. Like the goals and shit. So, Mbappe, he got his first goal thanks to Valverde. Hitting him with the assist after he did a beautiful run inside. The second goal, um, Jude Bellingham had his assist to Mbappe. The third goal, Jude Bellingham had another assist after he won the ball back. After he missed a shot, he won the ball back from the defender, and he gave it to Vinny, who had the tap in. And then the last goal of the game was Vinny and Mbappe finally clicking like these. And Mbappe got his hat trick, his 100th goal for Real Madrid in 105 games. And then we also had another goal. It was Brahim. Whenever Brahim came in, I was like, what the fuck? But I'm going to talk about that later. But they called it offside because Carlos Espy interfered with the play. Even though he didn't interfere with the play, he didn't touch the ball until he got back in play. But you know how it is. You know how it is. But now I want to talk about the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like. And I just put them down on the list. It's not going to be in correct order, but it was just in the way I was thinking about it whenever I was putting this shit down. All right, cool. So in my opinion, the first half of the game that we played against Espanyol, it was really good with the counterattack and, keep on pressing on Espanyol. Like, the counterattacking was way better in that first game against Espanyol in the first half. I didn't watch the second half because I wasn't able to. But the pressing that we did overall in this game was way better as a unit. But other than the pressing, I feel like we played sluggish compared to that first half against Espanyol. Whenever we scored against Espanyol, we had Arda dished it into Jude, and then Jude was able to score. But then they ended up scoring after the Espanyol player sat Courtois on his ass. And then once that happened, the game was we just looked dead out there. And then it took for Carlos Espy to bail us out at the end in order for us to win. So I like that we was moving more in that game, but overall as a collective, in this game, like, the pressing was beautiful, and I really love that about that, and I want us to keep seeing us do that more. Speaking of pressing, one shit that I didn't like was whenever Alvaro Correas, he fucked up. He was the reason why we even conceded in the first place, because he didn't close out on Sucic on his time, who got that rebound. And that's whenever it was 1-1. Whenever Sucic scored that goal, I thought that we were going to be fucked again because I thought they were going to score. We were going to lose momentum because we were doing really good after that Mbappe goal. He literally scored 4 minutes afterward. I was like, fuck, I do not want to see these niggas bullshit out again for Carlos Espy or somebody else to save us off the bench. But thankfully, we ended up responding not too long later when the second half started. But Carreras, for the future, he has to close in on that. You can't be ball watching like that. I know it deflected, but you have to be fast enough to clear that shit out because, those goals is going to come, but that was a really preventable one. The rebound goals are going to come, but it was a preventable one. So for the future, Carreras needs to be faster. That goes for everybody. It was just Carreras in this situation. He needs to be faster. He needs to clear the ball out. And, those goals are going to come. This is going to be a long campaign. Whenever those things happen, we have to clear them out because that can be the deciding factor between a draw, us getting 1 point, us winning, getting 3 points, and us losing and getting no points. And then Barcelona are gonna rack up the lead in La Liga, and we can't afford to do that because them niggas, they look dangerous like right now, and I can't even lie. Next thing I want to talk about is Vinicius Jr. missing that clear-cut chance after Mbappe dished him the ball. Now I know Mbappe had a similar chance earlier within the game. He also had but the keeper saved it. But from that position, it was a harder shot for him to, it was a harder chance for him to convert. He also had Arda Gula all the way on the right. But the thing about it is that Arda, he was more there was a defender right there. Like, the commentator, he was like, oh, he could have gave it to him. But there was a defender right there. If he would have tried to dish it to Arda, it probably would have got intercepted, So, but Vinny had a one-on-one chance with the keeper, and instead of putting his foot down and bashing it in, this nigga leaned back which caused his leg to have less pressure, like less power on that shit, instead of like taking it in. He redeemed himself later, which I'm gonna talk about in a little bit, but I just want Vinny, like those clear-cut chances, we can't be giving them away, bro. Because what if this game turned out differently? What if he missed that shit? They go back and they end up scoring. You know, we always got to put this shit away. I expect more from Vinny. He redeemed himself, but for the future, we gotta just get on that shit, lock in, and just he needs to put those away, bro. We expect more from our number 7, and this is the first good game he had since he had that fucking contract. He got it, so. He did a good job today, all things considered. Now I want to talk about Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world. We've known this for the longest, like the best player since Messi and Ronaldo. Undoubtedly, it's a shock that he hasn't gotten a Ballon d'Or yet. He doesn't need one to solidify himself as the best player in the world. Hopefully, he does get a Ballon d'Or this year because he's earned it, not deserved it. And this hat trick is just the first of many. You're going to keep seeing Mbappe scoring, keep doing this thing, and nobody's going to stop him. And I don't want anybody to blame the defensive errors on him if we end up losing these games, losing major, because he's doing his part. His part is to score, and I love seeing that. I love that. And he's just going to keep doing that and doing that and doing that, and the niggas just going to be mad. Now I want to talk about Jude Bellingham, Valverde, and Bernardo Silva. All three of those guys were pressing the life out of those Real Sociedad players. They were connected as a unit, all three of them. Like, they couldn't be, like, that's what I want to see. All of them were workhorses today. Bernardo Silva was that stabilizing presence as the veteran of that trio. Valverde was doing this thing. That's the old Valverde that I always want to see. And then Jude Bellingham was just being Jude Bellingham. Sexy, pressing, getting the... I want to talk about Brahim and Diomande coming on. Now, whenever Brahim first came on, I was kind of pissed because I was like, why the fuck is Brahim coming on? I do not want to see Brahim because he only plays good for Morocco, but he's a good substitution, and he did have a little bit of an impact. I was happy to see Diomande come on because Diomande is a $140 million signing. We all want to see him. You know, he had a little... He blew past this defender at one point. And then whenever I saw that, I was like, ooh, opa! That shit was beautiful. But it didn't lead to anything. He looked nice for the little bit of minutes that he got. He got some microwave minutes, but he looked nice. I can't wait to see him more integrated into the starting lineup. Brahim, he shut me the fuck up whenever he scored that goal, but it was kind of offside. That's what we need from Brahim. That's why he's here. That's why Jose Mourinho put him in, and he shut my ass up tonight. But I can't wait to see Brahim I can't wait to see Diomande once he's more integrated into the starting 11, because whenever you see this, you can see the pace that he got. You see all the things, the qualities that he has. That's perfect for Jose Mourinho's system. That's perfect for what I want to see. That's perfect for what we all want to see. And I want to see him keep going at these niggas' neck and then just be a problem on that right wing. One thing I was kind of like sad about was I do want to see more is Trent. You know, Dumfries, he was okay today. He was better than what he was in Espanyol. But I wish we would have saw Trent. I want to see Trent more in this system with Jose Mourinho. You know, just like a little side tangent. Like, I want to see Trent more because that's my dog, bro. And then he's gonna be so lethal whenever he does play. But I just wish we would have saw him substituted in. I like that we saw Carlos Espi more, but I want to see Trent in the near future for these games. Now, it's a good thing that Courtois didn't have to do much today. He had that one really good save whenever Sergio Gomez kicked that shit from like far out, and then I think we were up like 3-1 by that point. But I'm happy that we didn't have to see much of him today. Camavinga needs to tighten up because he just looked a little bit lost out there. But it's cool, you know, he was just thrown in there for like the optics. And yeah, but Camavinga do need to lock in before he don't get no minutes next time. Let me not get too deep on Camavinga. You know, he was alright. But Mikel and Kubo ain't do shit. Matezaro, I think that's their manager's name. He took him out really early, but they weren't really doing anything. I was surprised when Oyarzabal was taken out. But Kubo, he was just doing nothing. He was just doing cardio out there. He was doing what me and you were doing on the pitch or at home. He was just watching. And yeah, 3-point collectors. That's all that really matters. We did it in stellar fashion. I want to see more of this. And the road to La Liga champions, to being La Liga champions, has just begun. We got 3 points. Hopefully, Barcelona lose against who they play next? They play Athletic Bilbao. Hopefully, they lose or draw. That's all we can really ask for. But they always beat Bilbao's ass because Bilbao, they suck dick. But they want to play. They want to perform against us, though. They want to perform against us. But 3-point collectors, man. 6 points in La Liga. Hala Madrid. And yeah, man, let's keep going, man. Let's keep doing this shit, man. Hala Madrid.